Hey everybody, it's Terry over here with Painting for Profits, and I came live so that I can show you my hats that I've been painting. So inside of my Painting for Profits group over on Facebook, I've been hand painting these trucker hats that I bought them off Temu blank. They're actually for sublimation. I painted one since I am a painter. Looks really cute. Then my daughter, they're not going to be upside down when we turn you upside down, but she is a teacher, so I made her one, personalize it. By the way, she has sold some of these. So my mannequin is styrofoam that I bought from Hobby Lobby. My wig came from Temu, and I need a way to sell hats. And if these are going to be a perfect prop. See that? So, but she needs a face. So that's why I jumped on the live to paint her face. I have a couple videos coming up on how I painted the hats. Very simple, took about 30-45 minutes to do each of them. So we're going to remove the wig. There we go. All right, so I'm going to switch you around so that you can watch me add makeup to her face, okay? Hold on. We're going to turn you here and here. And we're going to make her look suitable for being my model. So let's put her there. Oops. All right, we're still there. But I disconnected my phone. All right, so you have to be careful with this styrofoam not to use heat on it because it will start to melt. But what I did was I mixed warm beige, which is a paint color from Decor, with some white. And that's what skin tone we came up with. We want to apply some shading, of course, to get these to stand out. So I'm going to use honey brown. I have mine mixed by the gallon, but we need something to shade with. And we're going to hope that we can get the paint out of the bottle. Hey, it's getting hot in here, and I'm gonna need to be keeping that air on more often. Okay, so I wasn't worried about the back of the head. It's going to have a wig on it. I am just using this for personal use, so I'm not worried about that. And I will put something around the neck so it appears like she's wearing clothes. I'm going to turn this just a little bit more for you. There we go. So you just naturally have shading in certain spots, like underneath the eyebrow. Tone that color down a little bit. I'm just going to add some water to my brush. Tone it down. We're going to put some eyeshadow on her anyway. And then we have this natural shading right here. And we're going to want to exaggerate this a little bit because then we can come back and adjust anything that needs adjusted. First off, it's just getting the basics in here. A little bit softer right in there. And then we have just a little bit under our eyes. Just a little bit. Now we're not wanting to go for any subtle makeup. We want her to look kind of dramatic. So you can just follow along with the grooves that are already in the mannequin. And underneath her lips. People pop on here and they're going to think that you won't know what the heck's going on. Create a shadow here. And we want one right above where her lips are going to go. Now let's use more of a makeup style brush. I want just a little bit of contour right where you do your makeup. It's basically the same thing. You want to dry brush that on with very little water, just enough water to let your paint move a little bit. And create that cheekbone in there. And add a little bit of brown before we put her lip color on. I'll just smooth that in there. That probably doesn't sound the best coming over this microphone. I'm going to just try to get in there with this brush for her eyebrows. There we go. That's going to be our first coat. Let's give her some lipstick that, we could use pretty much any color. I'm going to go for a red. I want her to kind of stand out. We're going to use Rooster Red. See how that looks. Now we don't want her to look like she's been drinking chocolate milk either, so I'll have to go in and lighten up some of that shading under that lip. But that shading really shows us where we should be. Let's draw it under here. Perfect. I'm going to go in with just a little bit of white. Highlight them just a little bit. Okay, our lips are going to stand out more until we get these eyes in here. And we're going to base coat them in white to begin with. If I put her wig on her and it would stay on, she would look better while we were doing this. Kind of looks kind of creepy at this point. I'm going to add in some of the same honey brown, but we're going to really lighten it for these next layers on the brows. I just want a very, very light color. A little bit more than that, but we're going to use that as our first coat. Let's give her a little bit of, I want some purple eyeshadow on her. Yeah, I think we're good. Give her just a little shade. Just like you'd put your makeup on. Let's put it okay, that's a little bit too dark. Let's give her some blue eyes. Probably going to want a pretty little brush for this. We don't want too much on it. one eye is perfect. Sometimes if you do one eye and you turn the other one upside down, a little bit easier to gauge. A little bit up there, but we're going to let that dry, and then I'm going to cover that up. Let's give her her nostrils. Just use my regular honey brown right there. So we get our black out. Now we're going to need some black. We're going to want to line all of this out. Some black here. Then we're going to take a very thin liner brush. We're going to have to fill that little area in. That's her bottom lash, and we don't want to put our black line there. Oops. And we've got a little bit too much water right there, so we're going to dab that. Cover it up with our white. But she's starting to form. I'm wondering if I can't use that same red and pick up a little bit with my paper towel. Okay, I'm gonna need 2 hands for this. And take most of it off. And we're going to go right here. Add in the cheeks. We're going to feather that with our natural base color. Then we're going to put this wig back on so I can kind of judge it a little bit more. Let's try that. See how she's looking, because they never look right till you put hair on them. Oh yeah, she's coming along pretty well. That's the color brown I need for her. Can you tell her? She's starting to come to life. Okay. I didn't want that orange in there at all. Try that again. We need a perfectly dry end of our brush. Just going to rotate a circle around there. Okay, now we need to fix our under eye there. A little bit darker. Now this lady needs some eyelashes. Just going to scratch away some of that. Clean up her nose a little bit. I'm going to go with the honey brown again for these lashes. Everybody looks better with a few little lashes on them. I want them pretty darn big. I'll go over them with a little bit of a lighter color here as they dry up. For that purple eyeshadow, I want to create a darker image in there. Gonna add some dark purple right up here, which will be behind her lashes. We want her to stand out for the hats. You're going to do just like you do on your makeup and pull some of that purple more up over on this side. And then we're going to take some white over on the other side. I'm going to highlight it here. Now how they like to come down the corner of their eye. Get into that white of the eye a little bit more where some of that paint ran. We're going off the mercy of whoever made these styrofoam. I swear one eye is bigger than the other. I got some yellow here, so we're just going to make some little strokes of color here. Perfect. And a little bit more white in here. Work in some of her eyebrows here, little strands. And what's good is, once I'm done with this, I can go pick up all these little spots that need to be erased. Yay, I like that. Okay, she's starting to look better. I'm gonna probably tone down those eyebrows with my add a little lip line right here. Oop. Eyelashes are going to really make a difference. Actually, I'm going to take a little bit more white and I'm going to cut those brows down just a little bit by mixing some more skin tone here. So what I'm going to do is kind of cheating on my eyebrows, but now I'm going to force that color back into the brow, which will separate them a little bit more. While toning them down just a little bit. Perfect. Oh, that styrofoam just sounds horrible holding it. Go like that. Kind of worse than a chalkboard. Okay. You can get some eyelashes going now. You'll want to make sure that your brush is not too wet. Let's see, start. We don't need them all the way in the corner, and if you had some fake eyelashes, those would probably even work better. I have none, so we're just going to give her a few lashes here. Perfect. And trying to figure out how to do them underneath. going to pull them this way. Let's just touch and pull. Oops, I picked up the wrong colored paint there. Okay, that one little piece of black has to come out of there. I think I can just wash it right out, maybe. No. Yay. Oops, sorry. Going to have to come back here, finish lining out her eye here. And we have a black line around it. And make her eyeliner pretty thick. I like that. Give her a so much better once she has eyeliner on her eyes, like the rest of us. Give her that little wing out. A little crazy with it, but you can see that these are really easy to touch up. That paint has a hard time soaking into that styrofoam. I have to touch that with a little bit of my purple. Let's color in her nostrils. Still not crazy about those eyebrows. I think I got too much white in them, so I'm going to go over them a little bit more. Just so a little bit of that white shows, not so much. Actually, get that nose. Her nose, this side is thinner than that side, the way that they made this. It was only a cheap mannequin head from Hobby Lobby. I do want to shade in her nostrils just a little bit. Okay, she is looking pretty darn cute here. I'm going to add a little bit more white highlight to her lips. Oh yeah. She's pretty darn cute. Just a bit of white up here. So we don't have such a stark contrast there. Okay, alrighty. We are going to put a wig on this girl. Oops, if I can get her foot moving around. Then I'm going to take you down off the, I got a few little shading spots that have to be touched up. But we're going, look at there. She looks pretty darn cute. Yeah, got to fix that nostril right there. It's a little big. And she's got a wide nose. But I'm pretty happy with her. Now we're going to use her for, she's a teacher. So it'll be great. It doesn't have to be perfect. She is just our model for upcoming hats that I'll be painting. So thanks for joining me, everybody.